here's what the conference championships could look like. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Whether you agree with me, want to talk trash to me, or talk trash with me, you're going to enjoy this channel. Predicting conference championships can be tricky because you have to go by tiebreakers and overall record for the conference. So this is the best I could do. We're going to start off with the lower conferences. Conference USA. I think it's going to be an undefeated Marshall against UAB, which right now has 3 losses. So Marshall finishes the season 11-0, so they're going to be competing with Coastal Carolina, BYU, and Liberty for that New Year's Six Bowl bid. Moving on to the MAC Championship. Now, Buffalo might have a say in that, but they're not ranked, so I think they just have too much to overcome. But I predict an undefeated Buffalo against a possibly undefeated Central Michigan. But I think it'll be a great game, but I don't think the winner will get the New Year's Six Bowl bid because they're too far down. The next conference championship I want to talk about is the Sun Belt. This is going to be a very interesting championship matchup. It's actually going to be a rematch. It's going to be an undefeated Coastal Carolina against a one-loss Louisiana Lafayette. And that one loss was to Coastal Carolina. If Coastal Carolina can hang on and beat them again, they have a very legitimate shot of grabbing that New Year's Six Bowl bid. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to talk about the Mountain West Conference Championship. They're not really valid or have any say in anything. Boise State got throttled by BYU. But I do think it'll be between Nevada and Boise State because I think Boise State will have the tiebreaker over San Jose State. And there you go. Boise State will probably win the Mountain West again. An unexpected, important AAC championship game will feature an undefeated Cincinnati, because I think they will. It'll be a tough road test, the last game of the year against Tulsa, but I think they win. And they will play either Tulsa or SMU again. Those two teams play each other. So the winner of the Tulsa-SMU game will play Cincinnati again. And I think Cincinnati ends the year beating one of those teams twice, being undefeated and getting into the playoffs. One of the reasons Cincinnati will get into the playoffs is I think the Pac-12 will be a non-factor. First of all, they don't play a lot of games and their schedule is not that difficult. But I also think both Oregon and USC will pick up a loss. Don't get me wrong, I think Oregon's great. USC not so much. But I do think they pick up a loss. I think it'll be a one-loss Oregon against a one-loss USC. And I think Oregon will be the Pac-12 champion to represent the Pac-12 in the New Year's Six Bowl. The Big Ten Championship could be more interesting than people expect. I do expect Ohio State to get there undefeated. But on the other side, I think it's a coin toss between Northwestern and Wisconsin. And I do think Northwestern can beat Wisconsin because it will be at home. And Northwestern does look really good. The question will be, will Northwestern pick up a loss before the Big Ten Championship, because I'm picking Northwestern over Wisconsin in their head-to-head? Or will it be an undefeated Ohio State and an undefeated Northwestern winner gets into the playoffs? You never know. It could set up that way. The Big 12, also a non-factor this year. I think the Big 12 will end up being Oklahoma against Iowa State, because Oklahoma will have the tiebreaker over Texas and Oklahoma State, because I do think they beat Oklahoma State. And then Iowa State would have the tiebreaker over Oklahoma State as well. Oklahoma against Iowa State for the Big 12 championship. And I think it'll be a good game. It's just no chance to get into the playoffs. Then the two major championships that will definitely 100% impact the playoffs. The first one, the SEC championship. I think it'll be an undefeated Alabama against a one-loss Florida. Now, I do think Alabama will win this game probably comfortably, but if somehow Florida were to beat Alabama, you better believe Florida's getting in with one loss, and Alabama get in with one loss, so that would eliminate another spot for, say, Cincinnati. Then, the last conference that will also be important for the playoffs, the ACC Championship. And I think it'll be a one-loss Clemson who lost to Notre Dame against a one-loss Notre Dame. Yes, I expect Notre Dame to pick up a loss before the ACC Championship. Now, winner gets into the playoffs. Loser left out. Therefore, I think Clemson gets in. Notre Dame gets left out, along with Alabama beating Florida. And there you go. That's why I have Cincinnati making it to the playoffs. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.